there's actually no reason to change. Because this stuff is working fine. So, but, you know, the venture part of me, the part that likes to challenge, to say, yeah, let's go do it and see what kind of challenges we're facing. You know, and you always can go back, so you always go back to the version where now we'll load the 2.3 firmware back into the radio, and you're back to where we are now. So it's not a, you know, you don't lose the capabilities of the radio, because you can always go back to the earlier version and have it working fine. So, you know, I'm a person who likes challenges, and so I was just waiting for it to get to some stable point like it appears to be now, and then go from there. So I see it's 10:30 my time, so let's just start getting the group together. K0JTA, WV6J. Hey, go ahead, Mike.
Okay, real good. Yeah, I'll just have to see if anybody shows up here. I wouldn't expect much of a turnout today. It's got the, you know, Easter and all kinds of stuff going on, so that's the way it goes. All right, I'll say CQ, or QSC. This is the software-defined radio group. This group meets each Sunday at this time, local time of 12:30. So it'll be 17:30 or 18:30, depending on the daylight savings time, presence or absence. My name is Mike. I'm located in southeastern Minnesota, and I'm running an Apache Labs and 7000 DLE radio here, and running about 35 watts into a little ALS 600 amplifier, which is giving me about 400 watts of output power. My antenna is a 75 meter loop antenna at about 35 feet, and I'm in southeastern Minnesota. If you'd like to be able to see what I see and hear what I hear, look me up on QRZ.com. QRZ.com. Once again, my call is K0 Juliet Tango Alpha K0JTA. My name is Mike, and once you get there to QRZ.com, you will see a link at the very top of the page. Click on that link, and that'll take you to YouTube. Once you're there, you'll see a bunch of icons, one of which will have Live Now under it. Click on that Live Now, and after you're getting done loading it, you'll be able to see what I see and hear what I hear on my screen here. There is a time delay built into the system, so you'll have to kind of deal with that, or accommodate that, you might say. So anyway, that's the way that goes. Anybody out there would like to join in? This is K0JTA standing by. Over.
Kilo India 6, Uniform Mike.
KI6UM. Good afternoon, though. I didn't hear anybody else. Was there anybody else in there? This is K0JTA standing by. Over.
Good afternoon and good morning, Mike. K0JTA and the software-defined radio group. This is KI6UM. Well, Mike, I am running the latest piece of software, not the latest, I'm running the piece 2.6.4 with protocol 1.7. It seems to be working pretty good. I like it. Not much different from the Power SDR, but a few new things. And it's pretty stable. It's been working fine for me. So back to you, K0JTA and the software-defined radio group, KI6UM.
Okay, wonderful. You're running version 2.6.4 with protocol 1.6.7 is what I wrote down here, but I was kind of writing after I had heard. Now, the 2.6.4, that's Thetis, in other words, right? Over?
Correct, yes. That's the Thetis, 2.6.4. And the protocol is 1.7. There's a later one after that, but I have not upgraded to that. This is fairly stable. It's been working fine for me. Go ahead.
Okay, real good. Yeah, because David was on here during B6JFH. He was mentioning, I think it's upgraded to Type 2 on the protocol, and he said I think he said the latest version was version 1.9. It was 1.7 or 8 earlier this week, but was quickly updated to version 1.9. So, well, yeah, good thing about it, when you set yourself I can't think of it, on your Windows operating system, you set a reference point there. Doggone it, can't think of the darn thing. Anyway, you know what I mean. So if it does blow up, well, just use that to roll back, and that'll be the easiest thing for you then. Well, that's good. Did you have any troubles with the upgrade then? Do you have to throw a switch or anything on your radio to enable this? Of course, you have the 8000. I guess those switches now are soft switches, so you probably don't have to do anything like that. Like in my case, there is a programming switch that's on the bottom of the radio here, KI6UM and the SDR group. This is K0JTA. Over.
All right, a little pause in case somebody wants to break in. No, I did, yes. I have a switch in the back, too. And I switch it, and no, I used the HD, not the bootloader, but the other one. I'm looking at it here. HD program, I believe. Yeah, it just went right through. No problems at all. And it's been working fine. However, one thing that I found out, because I went back to try to go back to the old Power CR, and I found out in order to go back to the old firmware for the Power CR, for some reason it did not want to go to the switch, the Ethernet switch. So what I had to do, I had to go from the radio directly into the computer, and then I was able to access that. I didn't change things up. I just made sure that I could go back. That's about it. But right now it's fine. It's working pretty well. Because I'm using an amplifier here. I'm putting about 600 watts out. But all is well. Back to you. K0JTA and the software-defined radio group, KI6UM.
Okay, KI6UM and the software-defined radio group, K0JTA. You're interesting on the need to directly hook your computer to the Anon radio. Now, in other words, it wouldn't work through your switch. Now, is your switch what they would call a managed switch, or is it a simple switch like what I would have here? Over.
I believe it's like the one you have there. This one is in the back panel, and it's a switch like a little slide switch. A slider goes up and down. Go ahead.
Oh, well, okay. I was thinking about like an Ethernet switch. So, or are we talking about two different things? Over.
No, just a little slide switch, you know, no jumpers or anything like that. I don't know about the 7000, but I know the 10E had a little slide switch on the bottom as well. But this one on the back panel at the 8000, there's a little slider, a little switch, a slide that slides up or down, and that will allow you to access the HDSDR program.
Okay, yeah. No, I guess I understand that as far as the switch, the actual mechanical switch. But you said you had to hook your Ethernet cable between the computer and the radio directly. You could not go through your local area network switch. Is that correct? Over.
That's correct. I didn't like the Ethernet switches I have. Okay. Right now, I have two computers that can access the radio, so I have a 1 gig switch from the router to the switch, and then to the computers into the radio. Okay. And for some reason, even all my Ethernet cards and switch is all 1 gig. That's another thing is this new protocol and this new software needs a 1 gig Ethernet card, okay? But for some reason, it wouldn't allow me to see it, so I went directly into the radio, and everything worked.
Okay, yeah, I understand. Just gonna look at my feed here as far as the, what they have to call it, the OBS software for the visual and the audio feed. Yep, that appears like it's working. Nothing fancy there. Let's see. Yeah, and that was the point, I guess, that as far as your switch then, because your Ethernet cable will normally go from your radio and computer to a switch or your router, which has a switch built into it. But in some cases, I guess some of these switches are what they would call managed switches, and it's got some things in there that basically preclude some of the operations that are kind of assumed or needed by the Anon radios, at least in some of these cases like this for the programming. So that's what I was wondering if you had a managed switch. But you probably just have a common home garden variety switch then, right? Over?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, It's like in the old days with the with the AN100, where you had to move the jumpers. That switch does the same thing. It works fine. But, okay, speaking of switches, I have an external switch that allows me, the main switch, this is an Ethernet switch, okay? It's plugged into the router, then I plug the radio in my computer into the switch. And in order to access the software to the firmware, to see the firmware, I cannot go through that switch for some reason. I have to go directly into the computer from the radio. And that's what I had to do. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, it's not an uncommon thing, and it was one of the things that was stressed or suggested as far as loading a bootloader and things like that. So, or firmware, whatever it's going to be. Yep. Well, that's interesting. By the way, I don't know if you have noticed, but I changed, I updated my bootloader, updated it here. Something that was much needed because it was kind of a helter-skelter bunch of stuff. The pictures, I loaded the pictures 1 through 7, but they came out, as far as on the list there on the Anon user group, they came out 7 through 1. So I combined all this stuff and added a little more text into a single document, and I uploaded a single document. So basically, there's a little note there that's got kind of a synopsis, and then the other document is the full text, the instructions, as well as the pictures that explain the words in the text. I don't know if you've had a chance to look at that or not yet. Lou, K0JTA, K0JTA, over.
K0JTA in the software-defined radio group, KI6UM. Yes, I did. I looked at that because remember, when you first got that 7000, you had it took a little while to get this thing sorted out, but you got it working fine. I'm looking at you on the video here. You're just fine. Everything is great. All right. Well, carry on with the net, and I'll be listening then. K0JTA, KI6UM.
Yeah, sounds real good. All right, WB6GFH, I don't know if you're able to hear Lou or not. I should have let you know maybe some of the goings on, but their history now, I guess. WB6GFH and the SDR group. This is K0JTA. Go ahead there, David. Over.
K0JTA in the group. This is WB6GFH. I can barely hear Lou. So could you ask him 2 questions for me?
Sure.
Did he use programmer or bootloader to download the firmware into the radio? Which program did he use? And if he used bootloader, did he have to add the extension method to the firmware to get it to work? METIS. Add that extension to it. So could you ask those 2 things to Lou for me, Mike? Go ahead.
Sure, I will do that. And Lou, here comes a couple of questions or points from David. Here's K0JTA. Here comes the recording. Okay, Lou, how'd you get there? K0JTA to KI6UM, over.
Oh, yes, right. Yeah, I copied the date very well on your recording there. Yes, I used the HPSCR program 2.0. I did not use the bootloader. You may want to relay that to Dave.
Okay, I'll record, and here comes the response, David. Okay, David, did you get that, over?
Yes, I did. Thanks, Lou, for the information. I've seen in the user groups that people use both of them, and at one time one of them said that the program will work the first time you do the upgrades to Protocol 2 stuff, but then you need to use the bootloader after that to change it. So, you know, like everything else, there's all kinds of misdirections and stuff like that. So, since Lou had done this, I now have some real-life information. So, thanks, Lou, for me. K0JTA in the group, WB6JF.
Okay, well, good. Well, yeah, I'll just play it back here then. Lou, here's the response. Okay, that takes care of it. So, Lou, anything further then? Over?
No, I'm all done. As a matter of fact, I have to check out here. I got a few other things that I have to attend to. So I'll send my children happy Easter, and hopefully have a few more people show up and have maybe they have playing with the new software, the teasers. All right, friendly to you, Mike, and friendly to Dave. K0JTA, the software-defined radio group. KI6UM clear.
Okay, real good. Well, glad you took the time to come in here, and okay, and you having to leave and things like that, so that's really, real good. Yep, congratulations on being successful on your Thetis 2.6.4 and things like that. Consider the protocol, I'm not sure what that's really going to do for you, but the protocol I think is up to version 1.9 now. I think you're running 1.67. Anyway, 7.3 low, thank you, over.
All right, 73, Mike. KI6UM QRT.
Alrighty. Yeah, let's see. This is K0JTA. This is a software-defined radio group. If you're hearing my voice, you'd like to be able to see what I'm playing with here with my radio. You can look me up in K0JTA. And my call once again is K0JTA. Kilo 0 Juliet Tango Alpha, or Kilo 0 Japan Tokyo America. Anyway, once you look me up on K0JTA, there's a link at the very top of the page. Click on that. That'll take you to YouTube. Once you're at YouTube, look for the little icon that's got some red text, live now, or something like that, under that little icon, kind of toward the upper left-hand portion of the page. And once you're there, you'll be able to see what I see and hear what I hear. There is a time limit built into the system, and so that's just the way that goes. Anyway, anybody else who would like to join in? This is K0JTA in southeastern Minnesota. Over. Yeah, real quiet. Not at all expected. It's been kind of quiet for a long time here and things like that. And of course, on today, a lot of people are out socializing and things like that, understandably. I guess we might be getting together here later on this evening as far as we go here, but otherwise it's going to be a quiet day here, and it's going to be a real low-key one because I finished up my radiation on Thursday. I had another infusion of that, I can't think of the stuff, immunotherapy stuff, whatever it is, and feeling relatively rotten, but today is a lot better than it is yesterday, and but I'm still feeling generally just fairly rotten, so that's the way it goes. At any rate, so I'm not going to be much of a socialite here, and I guess that's why I had turned down the invitation to have a meal here earlier. Figured that, you know, if anything, we're going to get together just a little bit, maybe outside and things like that. Don't want to be contacting any diseases that the kids would be bringing around, things like that. So, at any rate, anything further then, David? And I'm glad you got, you're building your confidence to go ahead and consider the Thetis and 2.6.4 as apparently the latest one then. Once again, you might clarify, in your case now, you're using, well, Lou is also using, I think, protocol 2 or type 2 or something. And because he's running protocol 1.6.7. I don't know if that's the firmware, the bootloader, or what. And then, of course, the software, the Thetis 2.6.4, I guess that would be the firmware. You might want to clarify that for me. WB6JFH and the SDR group, K0JTA. Over.
K0JTA in the group, WB6JFH. Yeah, you just got it backwards. The protocol 2 firmware is 1.9 now as of yesterday or Friday. I'm not sure which it was actually released. And the software is now 2.6.5. The stuff that Lou loaded on was the firmware and software for last weekend. Okay, they released it on, I think it was last Sunday, maybe Saturday night or something like that. I didn't know about it until last Sunday anyway. And so I already downloaded that stuff, and that's in my file waiting to be downloaded here. But yesterday or Friday, I don't know which, they updated to protocol firmware 1.9. This is for the Orion boards. And then the software was updated to 2.6.5. So, I guess what I'm saying is Lou is about a week old now, because he's got the last stuff. And that may be just enough, you know. The new stuff, like I said, looks like it deals with this QSK, you know, where you'll be able to tell the radio that when you start transmitting CW, the radio will kick in and transmit CW for you. And then when you're not transmitting, like in between the dips and stuff like that, the radio instantly go back to receive, so you can hear if somebody's trying to get a hold of you. You know, like the old days when you kick the transmitter on to transmit, you were in the transmit mode until you kick the transmitter off. So if somebody was trying to get a hold of you during your transmission, they couldn't do it because you never went back to receive. QSK allows the receiver radio to switch back to receive when you have long pauses in the transmission. Yeah, you know, a lot of the radios do that. My old FT900 does that, you know. So it's a feature for CW people. And I thought that, you know, when I saw the new stuff and the emails came out, you know, over the weekend, this weekend, that I'm not much a CW operator, so do I just download the other stuff, the earlier stuff, you know, the one that's a week ago, or do I just go ahead and download all the new stuff? Because there might be other bug fixes in the new stuff that Blue doesn't have yet. And whether that affects her or not, you know, the engineers at HP always taught me, how does the upgrade affect you? If it doesn't affect you, then don't worry about it. So that's the philosophy I use. Anyway, so I think I'll just go ahead and download the new stuff and then load it into the radio, and I'll have all next week to fight it if I have to, or go back. So next Sunday, I'll let you know how this all turned out. Something else I wanted to mention is that my friend that's going to help me with the networking, he has time in the first week in May. He doesn't know what days yet because he hasn't got his flying schedule yet. But he knows it'll have a couple days off, and one of those days, which hasn't been determined yet, he'll come over here and we'll start talking about getting the network going and what pieces of equipment I might have to purchase, and you know, how we get this all set up. So he's planning to spend, you know, pretty much the whole day here. That's what it takes. So that'll be in a week. Yeah. Next week, and then start May. Sometime in our first week in May, I'll be over here. So I'm getting excited about that too, because I'd really love to be able to remote from the clinic and kind of reduce the 4 hours of boredom that I go through now and stuff like that. Plus the group, the ARS group I belong to here, I'll be able to get back into helping with some of the exercises as well. So it's got a two-part to being able to do this. So anyway, I'll let you know next week how the upgrade goes, and then the following week we'll be working on the remoting, and sometime, you know, first or second week in May, I'll let you know how that goes. Maybe I'll be remoting from the the living room into the radio room here and the shack and stuff like that, just to see how it works and that kind of stuff. See what direction we have to go. Anyway, I know that was a long transition, so we'll see if you're still copying me. K0JTA in the group, WB6JFH, go ahead.
Okay, real good. Real good. WB6JFH and the group. This is K0JTA 10 Halifax. There's not much of a group here. We had one other person that was here earlier, but he has left. Let's see. Just want to do a quick check here. 2 people are watching right now as far as on the OBS, the live video. I got a relatively poor picture here, a darn poor picture. Matter of fact, it's just fuzzier than all get out. See, I think I'm going to select a different picture here, which will help out some, but it's still quite crappy. 4 hours it takes you for your sessions and a dialysis. I didn't realize it was that long. Maybe you told me and I just had forgotten about it. I know when I was in chemo, it would take 4.5 or so hours by the time you get in there and things like that. And it was definitely was helped out by me having my tablet there and things like that. And it was really quite fun. I did actually use it to check into the Minnesota section phone ad with my tablet from the dialysis chair, you might say. So that was kind of a interesting thing. I explained to the people out there that were close to me what was going on, things like that. So didn't get any raised eyebrows and things like that. So just kind of interesting. Let's see. Okay, I'm losing about a week old, but yeah, no big deal. I guess it's all going to work pretty darn well. Unless some of the later versions, though, they may clean up some things. They would be pointing out the advancements, but maybe some other subtle little things, just like you get a small upgrade from Windows or from Apple or something like that. And they mentioned a few things, but there's a whole bunch of other things that are also addressed and cleaned up and things like that. So, at any rate, can't think of what else you said there. Well, take another standby just in case anybody's here, otherwise you could consider wrapping things up, but it's always a great pleasure to be able to speak with you, David. But really looking forward to this, your friend coming over there, by the way, early May, first part of May, to get the, scope out of where you are and things like that, get the lowdown on what the internet access possibilities might be. And I'm guessing this is going to be that he's going to be having some kind of an arrangement or agreement with his high school buddy that lets him get into this other enterprise and business. So it's probably going to be something similar to that. Hard to say. That might actually be the easiest way, because otherwise trying to put in a mesh network with you guys being separated by that hill, that's going to be really, really, really difficult. That's for darn sure. WB6GFH, let's just make a short standby, or anybody else would like to check in. K0JTA, over. Nothing here. Go ahead there, David, over.
K0JTA, WB6JFH, and what's left of the group. Yeah, we'll talk about all that. I've just started a list of questions and mesh networking and using the hotspot and all that kind of stuff are all part of this. Plus the router that I given, is that going to be good enough and stuff like that, so I can remote here. So if something comes along, I could be outside and dealing with others and having my IT and stuff, and seeing and operating, or at least listening to the radio. I could do that now with all the web SDR receivers that are out there now. So I keep thinking about taking the tablet with me to the clinic, logging into the Wi-Fi there, which for the client is free. It is high speed, so, and going to one of the web SDR sites and just listening, plug the earphones into the tablet so I don't disturb any other clients. I don't think they'd really like to hear all the noises and scratches of single sideband and HF radio and all that kind of stuff. But anyway, and just listen. It turns out the iPhone, they really want you to download something else to get the iPhone to work right with the but they do have a cut down version that you can use on the iPhone. You just don't have all the features, and the display is actually pretty crummy versus doing it on a tablet or a PC, that kind of thing. So I keep thinking about that, and then I keep forgetting to charge up the tablet and take it with me. So I don't know. I guess I get some what they call try to think about things and trying to remember things to do, and always, a day late type stuff. I don't know, maybe living alone and dealing with all the finances and all that, and have to, my time is split up in all different directions, or as they say, I've got a lot of irons in the fire, and trying to get all irons at the same time is difficult. That's one way to put it. Anyway, do you want me to put out a call and see if I can raise anybody for the SDR group? Mike, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, that sounds good. Yeah, please do. Over.
Alrighty. This is Whiskey Bravo 6 Juliet Foxtrot Hotel, part of the software-defined radio group. Would anybody like to check in that I can hear? This WB6KFH, right? I heard nothing. Did you hear anybody, Mike? Go ahead.
No, I sure didn't. I heard nothing here, so, yeah. No, I was curious about that. You said a cut-down version on your iPhone. What application is this, over?
Oh, I can't remember now. It's something that I have to buy to load it on there to get the web, SDR, and even other stuff from most videos like YouTube and stuff like that. They want you to download get the program that makes YouTube work better on the iPhone, and the big thing is it's not free. You got to pay for it and stuff. And with the finances the way right now, I don't need another bill. So, but the tablet already has it. The big thing is that the iPhone uses the Apple application, and the pad uses Android. And Android already has it built in, so it works fine on the Android. I can go to any of the SDR websites and load it up, and I have all the features. The display was really nice, whereas what apps on the iPhone, I call it crummy. It looks like the old days of TV where you got all the gray lines and all the noise, all this mumbo jumbo, and then you need to download this app. By the way, it's going to cost you money every month to use it. To make this all nice and clean again. So that's why I don't use the iPhone much for YouTube videos and stuff like that, because if it costs them so you can download this, a third-party software, anyway, all kinds of mumbo jumbo. But the bottom line is it's going to cost me. I can't take big hits like that, especially if I'm going to need to buy some more hardware to do the networking. I'm trying to save some money for that kind of stuff. Like if that's where it is possible, then I'll need to buy a gain antenna that operates at 2.4 gigahertz. One of those 20-element jobbies that the elements are about as big as a toothpick and stuff. And that's about right for a halfway element section, but still. So, there might be items I have to buy. There might be items that if I'm going to do a wireless network, there might be some stuff I have to buy for that. And I'm pretty sure that if I can see the radio, I'm pretty sure the network card in my computer is a 1 gigabyte card. But if it's not, and I try and do the update, it's not going to work if the computer can't work at the new standards for the Ethernet at 1 gigabyte. There's already been people on the user group saying that it didn't work. when somebody asks, well, do you have a gigabyte card in your computer? I say, uh-oh, no I don't. Well, there you go. The two are not compatible. So, when I got the computer, I was told it had the latest network card in it, so this should not be a problem. If it is, then I'll have to go back to what I'm using now and then buy a network card, and there's expense there too, so that's why I'm trying to save some bucks so I can buy whatever I need to make this all work. Go from there and don't need to buy amplifiers or anything like that. Anyway, you do what you can do. You can't do any more. So like Popeye the Sailor used to say, I am what I am and that's all that I am. K0JTA, WB6JFH, correct?
Okay, WB6GFH, this is K0JTA. Yeah, sounds real good. As far as that, you got a cut down version of the iPhone, it turns out that whatever it is, I guess I was thinking that the application might have been RC Forbes. They have a program called Remote Hams, and that one you do have to pay $10 for, but it's a once fee only. But now you're talking about being able to even view YouTube videos. That does not make sense. You'd have to pay for that to be able to see that on your iPhone. It does not make sense at all. I'm going to have to look into that. But it just is really puzzling, really puzzling. There was something here that came up that at first, many years ago, the iPhone would not allow or use YouTube because they were not going to allow or use Flash. The Flash program was taking a lot of the CPU resources and sucking the battery down and things like that, even when it was not being used. So it was a hardship, so they just simply do not allow that. But they have another protocol, I'm not sure if it's maybe possibly HTML5 or something like that. Whatever it is, it does work, so now on your iPhone you can definitely view any kind of video, including YouTube. So I'm not sure what that's all about. You're fighting there. The networking card, okay, may require a Ethernet card. Okay, that's one thing I don't know if my computer even has gigabit as far as Ethernet. It very well could be. I don't know how long that gigabit stuff has been around. This computer I have here, it's a very small HP. It's what I call my HP Mini. It has room for one very small card, but it's got a optical drive and lots of USB ports and Ethernet ports and things like that. But as far as the speed of those Ethernet ports, I don't know. It does have an i5 processor, and it has a solid-state drive. When I got it, it had a standard rotating drive, and so I put that in the external case so that the rotating drive is my backup drive then. But as far as requiring gigabyte to load and deal with Thetis, well, that may be just a showstopper for me then. Go ahead, K0JTA.
K0JTA, group WB6JFH. Now, back to the phone. I have an i5C phone. Came out in 2015. So, what you just mentioned, Flash, was one of the they talked about. The i5, when it came out, apparently didn't have all the upgrades to doing YouTube. So that's why the video is crummy for me, because I have an older phone. The newer phones, the i8s and, what's the other one? Oh, I can't think of the other one. Anyway, the newest one came out. YouTube is great for them. It's not a problem for the newer stuff, the newer phones, and the newer firmware and all that kind of stuff. It's just I have an old phone, and so it's not that I can't do YouTube. It's just the pictures are crummy, They're not as sharp and clear as I get when I use my tablet or use the PC. And this is what I complained about, is that I need this other software, either Flash or the new stuff, but that stuff won't work because the software or the firmware is too old. And I haven't actually upgraded the firmware in a couple of years. You can slap my wrist on that one because there's a new one out that has increases the security in the phone. So you can almost impossible to hack it. There's always a way, but this makes it a lot harder to ever hack the phone. But since I'm about a year and a half old in my updates, I have to go through update after update after update to get to the current stuff. And that's going to take hours to do that. So this is one of the things I keep thinking about at the clinic is once I get started, I can log into the free Wi-Fi there, high speed, and just start updating. And according to my friend, the one that gave me the phone, he's got an i6. He's been doing the updates. And to him, YouTube is great. It's clear, sharp pictures, and audio is clear and stuff like that. So he's been bugging me a lot to do all these updates. So I can get the phone to the point where YouTube is very usable. So that's the problem. I just haven't done all the updates to get up to the current site. It's not that the phone can't do it, something like that. It's just, when I got the phone, all we were going to use it as a phone and using it for texting. I didn't get it for email. I didn't get it to do any TV type stuff or movie stuff like Netflix and all of that. Because of my vision, the iPhone screen is too small for me to stare at for any length of time to watch a movie, for example, or even a YouTube video. So I never bothered to do any of the updates because the phone still does my basic needs. And so why worry about going through all these updates? And here at home with the hotspot, doing all the updates, I was running out of the data in my data plan, and then I got to buy more data, and it's just too costly to do that. So anyway, so that's why the YouTube is probably neat. I'm using old the Dave even showed with all the updates out of the YouTube video. And sharp and and I tried to load it up and the pictures of his phone and the new firmware of my phone and the old phone. So it's the issue that I haven't kept it up to date.
Okay, real good. WB6JFH and the software defined radio group frequency, at least. This is K0JTA. Take a short standby. Anybody would like to check into the software defined radio group? This is K0JTA. Over. Nothing heard. On your iPhone, okay, I can understand that. As far as the updates, I'm assuming that they should not be required that you do all of the incremental updates to bring it up to date. I would think that the system would be smart enough to just do basically you jump to version 13, I think it is now, as far as the iOS, and you could go ahead and just make the one update, and it would take care of all of the incremental requirements or updates. I think that's my understanding, at least. David, over.
You always think it was that way, Mike, but every time when I got the phone, it still had the original firmware in it. The 2015 stuff. And so I started to update, and I had to go through 4 updates to get to the current stuff about 2 years ago, 2017. And I asked my friend, if he misses an update, does he have to go through that to get to the latest? He said yes. So apparently they're not quite as smart as we're giving them credit. That you have to go through all the updates to get to the current. You just don't go to the current one. For reasons, the reason for that, I don't have a clue. It's some kind of policy that the company has, and we know that Steve Jobs and when he first built Apple way back in the late 80s, early 90s, that he danced to a different drummer, and iPhone is a different drummer too. For example, The connection for the charger that I find is on a mini USB like it is in all the other phones. It's a special connector, so you have to buy their cable to be able to charge the phone or hook it up to a computer to transfer pictures and, back up the phone and all this kind of stuff. So you have to use their cable to charge the phone. Whereas all the other cell phones that I've had, I've had a couple, and they all use mini USB connectors to charge it and connect it to the computer or whatever to, transfer pictures and files and all this kind of stuff. So anyway, the Mac software was way different than Windows and stuff like that, and in some cases a lot of people use a lot better than Windows and stuff because they did more attention to making it work versus making it look pretty and spending all this time writing all this code, that kind of stuff. So, and then there's all the Linux stuff out there now too. I guess I saw in the user group there's something called SDR console. And if I understand it right, that's a Linux software. And I think John Moulton, the guy that did the Pi SDR stuff, is writing something in Linux that will be equal to the Power SDR, the stuff that we're using right now. So it'll be a Linux version instead of a Windows version. Yeah, I think that's what they're talking about. And so there'll be another whole software package eventually. And I think they still have things to get to working. I think last I heard Pure Signal wasn't working, and they would have problems with having multiple receivers up at the same time, stuff like that. I think they had to work through to get it to work. So we thought the projected date of the major release would be sometime this fall or maybe this winter or something like that. So that'll please all the Linux users and stuff. So then they won't have to fight all the Windows mumbo jumbo that's going on. So anyway, that's kind of exciting. It's almost to the point where I might take my tablet and go to remove the Windows and load it up with Linux, like Ubuntu or whatever it was he thinks he's writing it, and try it out, try it with that and stuff, and see how it goes. So anyway, some other projects that are down the road, but since he's still in development, I'm not going to pursue that at all. I'm still waiting for him to do some more updates on the Pi controller stuff. Right now I'm at 1.2.3, and 1.2.3 has bugs in it, but it will be able to run Protocol 2 firmware, so once I get the radio loaded up with Protocol 2, I can hook it up to the Pi controller and see what happens, see if it really does work and stuff. So that's down the road project, plus the getting the network going and all that. So looks like my summer is going to be a little on the busy side with all these projects, and hopefully I can get the time with Dallas's, all the other stuff going on to make some time to just play on and get all this stuff going. And I know that was another long conversation, so K0JTA and what's left of the group, WV6JFH. Go ahead, Mike.
Okay, real good. Yeah, no problem. As far as a long conversation, you're saying stuff that makes good sense and things like that. Yeah, I remember that John Milton, he's the guy that made the HPSDR software and this kind of stuff. You mentioned a version that's beyond mine, that's for darn sure. Of course, I have not had one of those things here quite a long time. So, but yeah, that's one thing I don't like about, Apple's always had this kind of a deal. They, a number of years back when they had the, Macintosh 2 CI, for example, they had, I think they call it a Nubis card. It's a counterpart to the PIE or PCIe or whatever it is, the standard cards that everybody else in the world is using. They finally have now abandoned that. But, just like their CPU, they were always stuck on Motorola, and they finally realized that the Intel stuff has got better performance, better prices, things like that, whatever the reasons were, but they have finally gone to Intel products here, which is good. Yeah, like the same thing, like you said, talk about their, everything has got, the cameras and everything. Cell phones, they all use USB-C type connector or whatever. Common connectors. There's two small of the USB type power connectors. I have one on my Nikon camera, and then that's kind of a foreign one because it's got kind of a little like a bevel, like if you look at it from the straight on, it kind of looks like a stepped pyramid that's only got one step. So it's just got a little notch there on either side. But the one thing about the lighting I do like is that it's polarity insensitive. That's one thing about the USB-C, I think it is. I think that has to be plugged in a particular way, and the connectors are small to the point I have to really concentrate and look very carefully to make sure that I'm plugging the thing in properly. Otherwise, I find myself trying to plug it in backwards, and I can almost sense that I could plug it in the wrong way by simply forcing it. And of course, that would be just a disaster. So it'd be nice if they could have these things be polarity insensitive, like the lightning connector on the Apple products. So, yep. Looking here though, with looking here, iPhone update from iOS 6 to iOS 12. Yeah, it looks like it's definitely a possibility. Support.apple.com and then things, this kind of stuff. Or just do a Google search. In my case, I search for iPhone update iOS 12 from iOS 6. Could have worded that more properly maybe, but the information still brought up a lot of good information. And no cautions here. I was looking for incremental updates and things like that earlier. Did not find any, so I don't know. I think your friend's opinion might be not quite as accurate as would fit the actual, the actual information. So just might want to look at that. At any rate, back to then. Take another quick standby just in case anybody would like to join in with the SDR group. This is K0JTA. Anybody out there that would like to join in? Over. Nothing heard. Go ahead there, David.
K0JTA in the group with less of it. WB6JFA. Yeah, I would hope that the iPhones evolved, the iOS software would be smart enough that I could go from an earlier version to the latest version without any intermediate steps. But, I don't know until I try, and don't really want to do it here because then I'll use up all my data for the hotspot, and then I won't be able to read mail or download updates to the various softwares I use and stuff like that. So, anyway, I have a question for you. Since you use your radio probably a lot and stuff like that, if you feel the back right to the radio, is it starting to get warm for you? I know my conversations have been talking a lot, and it's just starting to warm up. I've not modified the fan, so the fan controller should be working, so I assume if I keep talking and talking and talking, or in a contest, something like that, the fan speed will pick up. Because I haven't taken the fan and put it up to the 12 plus, so it doesn't the racket that does with the earlier models. And I thought I saw that somebody said that Apache Lab came out with an upgrade board or an upgrade kit or something like that. I haven't seen it in their webpage yet, but somebody said that you can upgrade the fan by putting this board in and plugging the fan into that, and then you would get rid of all the rackets that it makes because of the pulse width modulation that's happening now. And I guess basically what they do is they give you a board that hooks it up to the 12 volt bus, and the fan's running at 12 volts, 24/7. So anyway, but the racket doesn't bother me, so I'm probably not going to do that. I might, one of these days I'm going to open up the front panel and just look inside and see what's going on, but I haven't done that yet either. K0JTA, WB6JFH, and I'll break for any possible checking.
Okay, I'm hearing nothing here. Did you hear anything? Over?
No, I haven't. I've seen some signals coming up around us. One of them will look like an AM signal, and I know that there's been some people that are on using AM around this part of the band and stuff, and that's probably that group, but they're not right on top of us, so it's not an issue yet. K0JTA, WB6JFH, go ahead, Mike.
Okay, I do see several signals up and down the band here, so yeah. By the way, I did a look here, and I went to Apple.com and this kind of stuff. The iPhone 6 Plus, and 6. They have the iPhone 6 Plus, iPhone 6s Plus, iPhone 6, and iPhone 6s. And they're all qualified for iOS 12. So just a matter of downloading and putting it in. So yeah, take it with you there to the infusion center. We got the nice high-speed internet. That'd be so much better, that's for darn sure. How long it's going to take to do this, I don't know. I know my wife has her iPhone, and sometimes rather than use our slow internet speed out here, she'll just turn off her Wi-Fi and then go, allow the cell service to come in, and the updates are delivered very, very, very quickly by comparison. So, it definitely should not be a big issue. So, yeah. Let's see. I did feel the back of my unit here, and the whole thing feels just basically barely perceptibly warm. It feels warmer than my desk, but not by very much. So it's just almost considered to be a comfortable level as far as the heat that I can feel. If I turn the radio off, then I can hear the fan. But the radio noise and things like that, that covers the fan noise. So at worst, I can hear the fan running. So sometimes I know that I've walked away and not turned off the radio, come back down here to do something, and I notice something. It's just really a subtle noise, and it's very, very quiet. And I am sensitive to noise. I don't like noise. For example, that's one thing about the Ameritron ALS600 here. They said it's virtually silent. Well, my goodness, to me, that sure is not silent. That's a noisemaker. Really noisy. And I actually have two of them. Got one in my camper, and then one here that's at my left knee on the shelf just below here. And those suckers are noisy as far as I'm concerned. That was one of the reasons I wanted to put it down on the shelf below me here, just to get rid of some of that noise, and it does help. But it's still much noisier and much more noticeable than the Apache Labs 7000 here. There's no doubt about that. Go ahead there, David. K0JTA, over.
K0JTA, WB6JFH. Yeah, it's, like I said, it doesn't bother me. When the fan comes on in the FT900, it's deafening. It's very, very noisy compared to the 7000. So, it's not an issue for me and stuff like that. So, even if there is a mod that comes out, I probably won't do it, stuff like that. And if I get the remote working, then I can be in the living room operating and stuff like that. So now I won't have any fans at all. So, anyway, as for the phone, I have an i5C, a year earlier than i6s. And it might be just like we're experiencing with the Apache Lab radios, that the i5 may not be fully backward compatible with the i6s. So I may not be able to run the new firmware. And, stuff like that. So, if you're there, look up the i5C, i5 Charlie, and see if the 12 and 13 are compatible with that. If not, then I won't worry about it. K0JTA in the group, what's left of it, WB6JFH, and I'll pause for any checking.
Okay, I did look here, and the i5C is not on there. I do see the iPhone 5S, but not the 5C, over.
Okay, the S is the latest in the 5 series. And the phone's just a little bit bigger, a little bit better screen. A lot more memory than the C has in it. And I don't know all the other features that are different. The two of them. since it doesn't show up, that's already an anonymous sign that maybe I can't upgrade to the new stuff. And maybe someday, when I have some extra money, I should go buy a new phone, retire this one and stuff, and get all the new features and things like that. But, like I said, the phone is working for me as I need it, so I'm not going to rush out and spend a lot of money for features that I hardly ever use or probably will never use. K0JTA, WB6JFX.
Yeah, that's about it. It all depends on what you need. It's just in a way that gets back to my thoughts as far as upgrading to Thetis and this kind of stuff. Well, it's a real nifty thing. It's whoop-de-doo. It's the latest and the greatest and things like that. But for me, a rag chewer, it just doesn't have much real true value. Something that would upgrade, that would give me pure signal, of course, that was a very, very big thing. So that was worthwhile. I like that. Looking up here now, the i5C can be upgraded to iOS 11. But yeah, it's I don't see anything as far as an incremental update here yet. But it can be upgraded to iOS 11, so that's at least something there. But yeah, it just all depends if you have a need for it. If your phone isn't working, what the heck, just let it be, I guess. Over.
Okay, Mike, I'm version 9 something. I remember it was like 9.23.34 or something like that, and so that's the version I'm running on the phone now. So you're saying I can go to 11 with the 5C, but probably not go to 12 or 13. Okay, yeah, I will do, like I said at the clinic, I will let it do its thing. Whatever's left in the 9 and whatever goes in 10 and then get to 11 from there. So I'll see how that goes. Just another project. And as for a thesis, I like a challenge. And going there is a challenge, and so I'll try. If it doesn't buy me anything or causes problems, I'll come right back to the stuff I'm using now because it's very stable. 3.4.9 has been stable for over a year. The 2.3 firmware has been stable for over a year. So if I have a lot of problems, I'll just go back to this stuff and wait until they work on other problems. Or maybe, I've thought about this over the last several months. Do I really want to go from something that's stable to something that's going to be updates after updates, because it's not a release yet. It's in the beta stuff. Yeah, but there's a challenge in going through that, so that's why I want to accept that challenge and try and see what happens. Now I have other radios, so if I break it completely, I can bring get the 10 back up and look it up, but it's only 10 watts, so even with all the improvements in the antenna system, it might be hard for you to hear me with just 10 watts. But it's still there. I haven't sold the radio as the on 10, so it's there, it's usable, and it works with the current software, so if I get into trouble, I can bring that out and work through the problems with whatever is happening. 7,000, but at least I have a radio I can still use. So anyway, I'm not cutting my foot off, is what I'm trying to say. I have other options to do in case this doesn't work for me. K0JTA, WB6JFH, go ahead, Mike.
Okay, WB6JFH, this is K0JTA. One thing to consider is that it might be that, I would kind of doubt it, but it might be that your ISP or your cell phone service provider, be it Verizon or whoever it is, might have some limits there too. I know that's the case with my Note 4, Samsung Note 4. It's got version, I think it's 4.4 on the Android operating system, and there are newer ones out. For example, my tablet now, that just upgraded to version 8 or 9, and that was by itself. Of course, there's no association there. I have the internet access through Wi-Fi only, but it did upgrade. Matter of fact, I did that the last time I was down there at the Mayo Clinic, and of course they had a real good internet service down there, so I had to go ahead and upgrade and things like that. And it did, and it took maybe about 20 or so minutes, I think, something like that. But in the case of my Android cell phone, it's a Samsung Note 4. Now that is limited, I think, by the fact that my service comes from Verizon. It's actually a track phone, but it's using the Verizon system. So for whatever reason, when I turn the phone, it says it's a Verizon and all this kind of stuff, but that's as far as it goes. But as far as the instructions here, it looks quite simple here. They say what you need to do is power in the device and connect the internet with Wi-Fi. Then you tap your settings and go to General, and then Software Update. And then once you get to the settings, General, and Software Update, you would tap the download and install. And that's all you have to do. So that sounds real simple, and that should be what you would need. Over.
Okay, Mike, yeah, I've been to this a couple times, a couple of years ago when I got the phone, so I'm familiar with the procedure. And as far as my hotspot, yes, I am eliminated. You know, it's broadband, it's not high speed, number one. And I'm eliminated to 5 gigabytes a month. That's the plan I'm on. And with the hotspot, I can only go up to 6 gigabytes, which add another $10 to the bill, but it can't go any higher than that. And as I mentioned, a while back, that I tried these other providers like Patera and AirPipe and stuff like that, because they're high-speed internet. And they won't deal with me, because I live in a grove of trees. And they say the trees block the signal, and therefore it would be almost impossible to get their service to work right. So instead of trying to make it work, they just decline the offer and don't want to deal with it. So I'm stuck right now with and I even called Hughes Network for that satellite. And they said the same thing, is that I'm in a grove of trees, so that would attenuate the signal too much, and it wouldn't work either. So they don't want to deal with me. In fact, anybody that has high-speed internet that's wireless, they don't want to deal with me because I live in a grove of trees. So that's it. I tried to get something faster, but they don't want to deal with me. So I can't do anything about that. So